When Naoya Inoue was handed over that World Boxing Super Series tournament trophy last December, after outpointing Nonito Donaire, you may or may not have recognised the elderly gentleman who handed that trophy over. Yes, it was a native Japanese man, but he also happened to be a former boxer, for many, Japan's greatest ever boxer. It was, of course, Masahiko Harada, better known as Fighting Harada, who was lineal bantamweight champion, same way Inoue, of course, is championing at the moment, from 1965 to 1968. Not the longest reign, not the greatest number of defences, but there's a reason why Harada is remembered as a national hero. And that is the man he beat to get that 118-pound lineal title was, of course, Eder Joffrey, Brazilian bantamweight, for many, the best bantamweight, period. Harada outpointed him back in 1965 with his busy style, with his mobility, with his hustle, and he actually did it again at the following year. I just thought, looking at those guys, older and new generation, what would happen if you could transport a prime Fighting Harada and drop him in today's bantamweight division? Something that has to be addressed with Harada, who won a title down at flyweight as well, is he was a bit of a small bantamweight. He's 5'3", he's got a shorter reach. He relied on an intense kind of hustle, busyness, mobility to get the better of you. Inoue at 5'5", and I think of reach of 67, longer arms, bigger man, and definitely more powerful. Harada didn't have the biggest punch, and of course he tried to make up for that with his hustle and his busyness. The inside fighting, he could really do it all. Inoue does seem to be something special. He has a kind of power and a precision that is comparable to the great Eder Joffrey. Throw in the kind of body shots he can do, and he could certainly cause some damage if Harada doesn't pick his moments well enough. But then Inoue hasn't fought anyone as experienced as Harada, a guy who wasn't only very busy and knew how to stay with you and keep jabbing during those intense moments to mould the rounds in his favour, but he knew how to spoil as well. All these things that Inoue hasn't had to encounter yet. If they fought today, how do you see the fight going for those who do know a little bit about Fighting Harada? I'd imagine with the Japanese, with how respectful and polite they are, they wouldn't even bother dare to say what would happen in a fantasy fight. But if it goes down today, who wins?